The Ford Mustang has always been a crowd puller, attracting enthusiasts of all ages to its unforgettable looks and relentless performance. But what if I told you there is something new in the mix that looks and performs way better than any other road legal Mustang in production? The 2025 Ford Mustang GTD, based on the Mustang GT3 car, revealed earlier this year, is a raw legal monster with its 800 horsepower engine, active suspension and superior aerodynamics to challenge the best. Ford CEO Jim Farley decided that the Mustang GT3 car, a contestant in the upcoming 2024 Le Mans 24-hour race, was too good not to be turned into a road car. And just like that, ambitious plans were set in motion, giving birth to the most expensive Ford Mustang ever. But what makes this car unique, and is this machine's hype justified? Let's take a look at the 2025 Ford Mustang GTD in detail. As is natural for high-performance supercars, the Ford Mustang GTD is mean-looking, but this one is doubly special as it looks way better than any other Mustang currently on the market. The imposing front end, the sleek lines leading up to the back, and the rear itself is just jaw-dropping. Ford has gone to great lengths to keep as many race-spec GT3 parts on the GTD as possible, so you'll find a lot of carbon fiber elements adorning the car. For example, you get carbon fiber front splitter, hood, fenders, rear diffuser, front cover and door seals. These are optionals, however, and you can go without them, but then what's the point of paying so much money? And while you're emptying your pockets for this masterpiece, why not consider the optional aerodynamic package that is also an available upgrade? The aero package adds hydraulic controlled adjustable front flaps, a carbon fiber underbody with a massive active rear spoiler. It's safe to say track days will be a treat with this untamed beast. Something true of most track-ready road legal sports cars is that they don't have a lot of entertainment gadgets and comfort elements inside. You would expect the same from the Ford Mustang GTD, but there is a small surprise waiting for you. Inside the GTD's capping, you'll find the mixtures of Miko suede leather and carbon fiber elements that save weight, give the car a slight luxury feel, and justify its expensive price tag. Yes, there are no rear seats, but one in the front are Recaro bucket seats that look comfortable enough for decently long driving sessions. Buyers will also have the option of choosing a titanium package that includes 3D printed titanium pedal shifters, rotary dial shifters, and serial number plates. It can be a Mustang GT if it doesn't have a fire-breathing V8 under its hood, and you can see the same formula being used in the 2025 GTD. The guys at Ford have added a 5.2-liter supercharged V8 to the upcoming supercar, but with small variations in its accompanying components to aid performance. For starters, a dry sump oil system is added to the system, which is typical for race cars. Then the performance guys at Ford have added pedal shifters, which controls this 8-speed dual-clutch rear transaxle gearbox. All in that, the engine and transmission package eke out a whopping 800 horsepower. Interestingly, there's more than the race-spec GT3 Mustang can produce. Yes, racing rules govern the GT3, and it could, if allowed, produce even more, but let's focus on the GTD for now, since it already does make 800 horsepower. Unfortunately, Ford hasn't provided any 0 to 60 mph figures to really put things into perspective, but you can get a good idea from the information the automaker provided. According to the reports, Ford targets a sub-7-minute lap time on the Nürburgring. If the Mustang GTD achieves that, it will become the fastest road legal Mustang ever produced. The only thing restricting a car's performance is its tires, and Ford has taken care of that by adding the best of its kind Michelin Pilot Sports Cup 2 tires on the Mustang GTD. The width of 345mm wraps over the forged aluminum 20-inch wheels in the rear, and the slightly smaller 325mm adorn the front rim. You can opt for magnesium wheels as well to save weight. Wide and bulky tires like these do their job well only if loaded correctly in the straights and corners. For that, the folks at Ford have added semi-active suspension to the Mustang GTD. The front end has Multimatics adaptive spool valve suspension with a brand new control arm, while the rear has a multi-link pushrod setup once again with ASV dampers and a set of coil springs. The suspension can be toggled using a dedicated button inside the cabin. This track mode button can lower the ride height by around 1.5 inches, allowing the GTD to generate more downforce and grip. This subsequently results in a 50-20 mph increase in speed, as claimed by Ford. Similar adjustments can be made to the front flaps and the rear wing to fit your preferences. Ford has also put a lot of emphasis on weight distribution and weight saving. The transmission has been moved near the rear axle to achieve the former. The result is a 50-50 weight distribution for the Ford Mustang GTD. Ford hopes to compete with the best in the business and aims to fight the GT3 competitors of Mercedes, Porsche and Aston Martin. Ford is not holding back in that department either. They have built the GTD to fight against the Mercedes-AMG Black Series, the street version of the Porsche GT3 RS and the Aston Martin Vantage GT3. And how does this compare with its opposition? We'll know when the car hits the track. The Mustang GTD is just below the AMG Black Series and is way more expensive than the Porsche GT3 RS and the Vantage GT3. As you would expect, the price for a car that competes with the best breaks the bank. The 2025 Mustang GTD will come out in late 2024 or early 2025 and cost more than $300,000. On top of that, Ford will only make 2,000 examples of this vehicle, so it's a first-come, first-served battle as soon as the car hits the market. The high price is understandable for the carbon fiber elements, the track-ready nature of the car, the limited production number and the exotic performance than one could get. You would love to get a Mustang GT3 as a Ford Mustang lover, but at this whopping price tag, the average Mustang enthusiast is better off buying the Mustang Dark Horse or the Mustang GT500. They offer the performance and cost way less.